Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing on with my series of marble nails, and I've already done those two nails and a couple of others. I will link those videos up in the cards. Today's episode we are going to be using stamping. So I am going to prep my tip by putting a coat of sun-dried tomato and cure it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a second coat of sun-dried tomato, but I'm also going to add a little bit of mulberry. It's a darker shade, and marble tends to have multiple colors in it, or multiple shades of the same color in it, and it gives it dimension. So what I did here is I put kind of a zigzag S-y sort of shape of the same color that the base was, the sun-dried tomato, and then I'm taking the mulberry and I'm going in on those corners, and then I'm going to take a fan brush and I'm just going to very lightly play with those colors and just sort of blend them together so that there's no harsh lines. You can use regular lacquer nail polish for this and just sponge on your color, or you can just use a single color too. It's all about preference. It's the one thing that's so great about marble nails is you really can do just whatever you want. Creativity is your friend. So just play around and get it where you want it. And then as that's curing, I pulled out my stamping plate. I really like this one from Maniology. It is just a really great plate for all kinds of different stone type nails. So I went ahead and did a few. This first one, I had a white base and I stamped a black image and a gray image. The second one, I also had a white base and I stamped a darker purple, a lighter purple, and a silver. This third image, or the third tip, I started with chocolate brown and then I stamped skin deep and coconut over that. And then this fourth one, I did the same sort of an ombre effect kind of a thing using 3 different colors of gel polishes. And then all I did was stamp one image of coconut over the top of that. And that's how I got all of those looks. So you can just go wild and layer the different stamping, and sky's the limit. Just go crazy and have fun. Tips are wonderful for that too. So practice, practice, practice. Get a look you're looking for and go crazy. So I chose these 2 colors from Maniology, Fireside and Ho Ho Ho. I end up using something else to stamp with other than the Ho Ho Ho, and we'll get to that. But I do use it, so I kept the bottle shot in there. Okay, so here I am being a little bit of a hot mess and dropping things. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm getting all of my work area prepped first, just making sure I have everything where I need it so that I can work quickly, because with stamping you do want to work quickly if you can. So I'm taking Fireside by Maniology and I'm going to load it up on this image. The one I chose, it's got lots of negative space in it too, so you're going to really be able to see the 2 blended colors underneath it. And then I very lightly scraped and I lightly rolled my stamper over to pick it up, and then I just placed it straight on that nail. And I picked a color purposefully that wasn't too terribly different from my base. I like that look personally, but as you could see from the other ones, I like all kinds of looks. So just play, 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 have fun. This image was not big enough for this big tip, so I'm going in a second time and I'm going to scrape lightly, and then I'm going to roll very gently, and I always roll in the opposite direction from which I scraped. I kind of find that works best for me, usually, to be able to pick up the images best. And then I just kind of, you can't really line it up so well, but I tried to place it in a way where it wouldn't be obvious that there was a line or a break there. And I think I did pretty good on that one. So I'm just going to set that down for a second and let it dry. It doesn't take very long. And then I got this gray, I think it's called Stone Gray from Clear Jelly Stamper. I felt that one was going to be a better match for this particular look I was going for. I didn't want that metallic pink on there. I just didn't think that was going to look quite right. So I went for this cream gray. It's called Stone Gray, but it's a very creamy color. It doesn't have any shimmer or anything to it. So I felt that was just a perfect match for this particular nail and the look I was going for. So again, I'm loading up that image and then I'm gently scraping, and I scraped a couple of times because I want to make sure that the stuff that's running across is thin enough that it can dry fast enough so that the image that is in the grooves will be thicker and won't dry as fast. And then that way I won't pick up the dry parts, but I'll pick up the wetter parts. So I picked that up and now I'm going to line it up, try and find the best place for it and lay it down. And again, this image is not big enough for the whole tip on this nail. I generally don't have that problem with my own nails, but tips I do. So it's good practice anyway, just in case I ever decide to go crazy with my length someday. Okay, so I'm wiping that off with acetone and I'm going to load up that image again with the Stone Gray, and I'm going to gently scrape a couple of times. I think, pretty sure I left this at 100% at real time. All right, so now I'm gonna, when I go in to line this up, I'm just kind of gonna look through my stamper and just kind of play with directions and play with the area of the stamp and try and figure out what I think is gonna match up the best. And I'm gonna lay that down. And then I still have quite a bit of that image left on my stamper. And so I didn't like this corner up here. So I wanted to just kind of throw a little bit more up in that corner. Just to, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was quite right. Some of those other, it didn't have enough of the opposite directional facing lines for me. So I liked that a lot better. And then I am going to clean off my stamper, and I take my matte top coat. I decided to go matte with this one, and I'm just going to run that matte top coat right over that nail. I didn't wait very long. Gel polishes are great with stamping because they don't generally smudge your stamping. Just as long as it's dry enough that it's not going to come off with your finger if you were to touch it, then you can use your gel top coats. Okay, so I went ahead and cured that, and now I'm pulling out my Beetles art brush, and I'm going to get some Ho 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 and put it on my palette, and I'm going to put a little bit of alcohol on that brush, and then as I wipe it off, I swirl it, and that gives my brush a nice point. Okay, so this is where things went a little astray for me. And I'm glad I did it though, because this points out why it's a really good reason to practice on a tip first, because then you will see what works and what doesn't work. So what didn't work here for me was the color I used. I think the pink in the Ho Ho Ho, just, it didn't work for me. I didn't like it that much. But I'm just going in and putting some veining in, and it's okay. But I would have either done silver or just left it alone. So here they all are. Tell me what you think. Do you like this method? What's your favorite method so far? Give me a comment. Let me know. If you like this series or like my channel, please give it a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when I get another video uploaded. And yeah, I got one more episode in this series coming tomorrow, and I hope you are enjoying yourself. And I like this method for quick and easy, and especially if I don't have gel polishes on hand, you can use just regular lacquers. You don't have to have gel for any of it. So there it is. See y'all later. Bye.